Facebook. So we encourage you to join our Facebook group. Now, when you're signing up, there are some administrative questions before you can join. So don't just skip past them. Please make sure you answer them because it is a private group and we don't want, just random people trying to hop in. So answer your questions. If you don't know who your founder council member is, before you go through the sign up process, reach out to your sponsor or your leader, whoever signed you up, and ask them to introduce you to your founder council member. It's important that you know who your founder council member is. They are responsible for you in business. And if you need help or assistance with anything, they are the person that is your go-to. So you want to be sure that if you don't already know who they are and how to contact them, that you reach out to your leader and find out who they are and get introduced so that you have that contact. But again, that link in the chat is to our special needs private Facebook group. Our recordings are placed there and notes and information, all sorts of great stuff is there for the last 5 years. So we just recently celebrated our anniversary. So again, we encourage you, if you're new to the call, that you join our Facebook group. So let's get ready. I want you guys to do me a favor. Jump in the chat box. Let's give some love to our leader, our diva, Miss Patrice Abels Vance. She's been traveling. For those of you who may have gotten on late, she was sharing her adventures in the airport on her last trip. They've lost her luggage, so we're hoping and praying that it gets to her soon. But she has made it home in time to be with us on our call. So let's show her some love. She's going to be our guest trainer today. Patrice,
Yes,
are you
yes. You
available
know
to
what,
take the
Sissy?
call?
Yes. You know what? We
Yes.
need we need a flyer saying happy 5 year anniversary. Today,
We do.
Paula, PJ, and Patrice. We just
We
need a
should.
flyer so we just can post it all over so everybody know
We should. So they
they
know
should
we
be on this call with us every Monday, right?
absolutely. We have to work on
Because
that.
look, I get happy about those. I say happy all the time, but I get excited. And we just say that we're not the experts in everything, especially when it comes to this. But believe me, we make sure that we get on here and we try to pour into you guys as much as we possibly can. And as I was traveling um, through four different airports and three flights, I said, "Ooh, I need to get ready for something." Oh, but I can't do my PowerPoint presentation. But I most definitely, I'm going to say I won't be long, but I will be strong. And kind of what I wanted to do today is just focus to help you focus on social media marketing. Um, I do a lot of social media marketing and I love it because it keeps me branding myself, my companies, and most definitely special disabilities. So this is going to be a marketing plan for you guys to utilize. And like I stated, I am going to drop homework inside the group this evening so you guys can kind of get an idea and challenging yourself, right? This is where you're going to be able to design and attract the right clients to build trust and to generate just consistent inquiries. And I do that. I have my special needs website. I have my special needs group that I let clients and other individuals join my group. It's different than the group that we have as the agents. But what I really believe in and this just having a social media plan. And where's my girl? Where is she? I don't see her. But when we did this some years ago, I challenged them because a lot of our agents are quiet, right? So we have introverts, we have extroverts, we have people like myself that just stay there and always in that same mode of just getting out there and sharing the opportunity, right? But then you find some that's struggling. We have some of us that using Facebook. We have some of us using TikTok. I know we have one of our members on here is really strong at TikTok. And I know that she's trying to do some different things and what she's doing with TikTok with the kids. And now I'm really talking about what she do with travel. But number one, you definitely have to target your audience and you have to target that audience clearly. Your message should speak directly to parents with children with autism, mobility challenges, or just development disabilities. And remember, we say a disability can be a thing. I'm disabled. I have disabilities. I have COPD with emphysema. I have as they would call it, I call it a lazy vocal cord, but I have my right side vocal cord that's paralyzed. Would never be able to even talk through it, but you would never know that because I just haven't learned how to speak, constantly. And I'm not supposed to speak as much as I do, but I do. And you want to focus on adults with disabilities. As I said, I have a disability. Planning with independence or accessible level type of travel. It's there. Focus on caregivers with adult children planning a trip for the aged parent. There are a lot of adults and young adults, teenagers that have caregivers that would love to have an opportunity to take them on some type of trip. So you guys will probably say, well, why would Patrice say this? Group homes. Reason I would say group home, I was a foster parent for 42 years. And you find children that has been traumatized for whatever reason as they were a child or a young adult. Some of them are physically abused. Some of them are mentally abused. Some of them are sexually abused. Some of them just have never had the opportunity to even experience an opportunity to travel. They do travel. I sit on a board for a nonprofit organization out in Pittsburgh, California. I go like every 2 months for my board meeting. So I'll be there next week. And they have 5 residence homes. 3 are for young men from 12 to 19. One is for young women, 12 to 19. And the fifth home is for more emotional disturbed type of children. But they take those kids on trips. So just think about when you're out here in your backyard, how can you be able to partner up with a nonprofit organization? They have supporting agencies. There are nonprofit organizations and supporting agencies that work with disability children. That's how I've been so strong in what I do with the Divas Empowered. Because I lead in with Divas Empowered. They already know that I'm a travel agent, but those are some of my programs. So you want to think about those organizations that's in your backyard, right? Or in your surrounding areas. Think about veterans with service-related disabilities. This is your target. I understand your audience. It's not always autism, Down syndrome. There's so many other disabilities and organizations that you can partner up with. And it doesn't always have to be you trying to sell them something. You can work with them to educate them on traveling, right? Teaching them. I hear everybody on TikTok sharing the opportunity, telling them what they can do. The same way you on TikTok is the same way that you can work with these other individuals. So some of the core drivers when we're working with these individuals is going to be safety, accessibility, trust, easy to plan, man, stress-free travel. You can provide all those services, but the only way that you're going to be able to do anything is that you got to make sure that people know that you're a special disability advisor. You got to get out there and you got to target that market. And that's what we're going to do when you do your homework, because I'm going to give you something to do for the next 30 days. And you're going to push yourself and challenge yourself. So let's just kind of talk about number 2, some of the platform strategies where you can focus. So when I thought about, I have been doing this special disability thing, travel thing for a minute. I became a special disability travel agent because of my special needs, Special Olympics cheer team, because we traveled all the time, right? And I learned how to travel with them because let me say this, They listened to me better than they listened to their parents because they knew when they was with Miss Patrice was the boss. And the parents knew not to intervene when we're traveling and when we're doing cheer because you guys had gave me the responsibility to take care of your kids, right? So my platform was always Facebook until my one star platinum Tony Quinn Award rest her soul, rest in heaven. She always taught me you have to make sure you're talking your audience. You have to make sure you are posted on all of your social media platforms. We didn't have TikTok then. We were still working on just getting on Instagram and Facebook, and we had a couple of the other little things, MySpace or Y-Space or something like that back in the day. But she said to make sure when I have my platform strategy where to focus, and she said Facebook was my primary platform. She said it's the best way for you to find those parents, those caregivers, those community groups, and story-based marketing. And I say it again. You can go on Facebook Live. We used to do Facebook Live. There was something that we used to do back in the day, but Facebook have changed so much over the years. But that's what she taught me. And that means that you should be in those groups, those Facebook groups that tailor to parents and caregivers, community groups. I'm in all of the special needs group, but you would never really see me post in there. So now, since we're going to be doing this 30-day challenge, it's going to push me into that same space that you guys are in, that I need to get out of my comfort zone and really dive into more personal. Yeah, I post and my virtual assistant posted. I got everything, but now I need to get into those groups and start really posting on what we do for special disabilities. So, kind of what you want to do is join some activities, post and disabilities like autism, caregivers, specialty groups without spamming. That's the key, without spamming. Create your own community page. Accessible travel made simple. It's simple. I have my own group. It's growing. First I just left it open for my cheer parents. But then after years passed, I said I need to open it up to everybody because I might be able to touch someone, right? And you just want to do a weekly Facebook Live or Q&A. When I say weekly Facebook Live or Q&A, you could just jump on weekly and have a conversation. Have a conversation with special disabilities, the same way that everybody's recruiting and getting business partners into this amazing company on TikTok. Then rock your special disability piece. I don't recruit on TikTok. I just be posting on TikTok. I just never really been on it like that, right? I do post, I post special disability stuff. But what I'm saying is if you're able to do it on TikTok, then you're able to go on Facebook Live and you can make that platform view once a week. Every Wednesday at 12 o'clock, I'm going to Facebook Live. I am going to talk about a Q&A session. You're going to find someone in that audience is going to want to hear what you have to say. So next one is going to be Instagram for best. Instagram for best is for emotional storytelling, visuals, inspiration, and brand trust building. You have to build your brand. I was at a women's conference this past week, and I went as a guest speaker, right? And someone said, if you ask about who Patrice Abel's band is, can you tell me in the room? If you ask who's Divas in Power, if you ask who's Danger Zone Travel, and if you ask who's Special Needs Travel by Danger Zone, all of them type back to Patrice Abel's bands. That is the same way that your business should be tying back to you. Brand, trust, and build. So some of the content focus that you would do on Instagram would be accessible, highlight resorts. So let's think about this. We have so much tangible content. Can nobody tell me that we don't have content that we cannot get from a beaches or from a Sandals, from a Rio, from any of our lands, from the cruise? There's no way that you cannot tell me there's no content. You guys have so much content at your fingertips. You have to start researching and doing highlights for resources. Day in the life of traveling with the special needs. Prop it up the way that you want it to be pumped up. You got chat, you can build it. You can ask that chat to put together a post for you for Instagram on the day in life of traveling with special needs, or special disabilities. And then reels. Do your reels. Showing accessible hotels, room ramps, and transportation. It is so easy because this is what I learned. If you put it on TikTok, not TikTok, yeah, if you post it on TikTok, you can save it. And when you save it, then you put it on Facebook. And when you put it on Facebook, then you can put it on Reels and then you put it on your stories. So now you got the same four content all same at the same time and you don't have to do any extra work. I've learned that. I'm getting better at that one. All right. So let's just talk about TikTok. TikTok is excellent for that viral reach. So I hear all the time. I was on the call this morning on the sunrise call. This amazing young lady was giving her testimony, and she was saying how she was building on TikTok, and how she goes on at 11 o'clock every night on Central Time. She on there for an hour, and she's talking about travel, talking about evolution archer. Same thing. You don't have to be on there an hour, but you can be able to go and do that for education storytelling. You're going to be educating people on what you do as a travel advisor. Can nobody tell your story no better than you? So some of that content that they say on TikTok, three things no one tells you about flying with a wheelchair. Let me tell you. I'm one of those who can tell you flying with a wheelchair because it was crazy. I tell you, four airports, three airlines, three flights in a wheelchair, no lunch, no medication. I'm just praying God to get me to one gate to another gate to catch that flight on a short period of time to finally make me home at midnight last night, right? And I didn't even make it home last night. I just got home this morning. So you want to talk about those things, right? And then you want to talk about accessible resources tour in 30 seconds. That's what you can do. Get on there. So I'm going to be challenging you guys, and I'm going to be trying to do something a little bit different too, because I'm going to do this with you guys, right? And we're going to do a check and balance because by the time Deidre come back from her trip, we should at least have about a week or so in, and then we can have you guys get on and share with us what you did, what was the following, what kind of feedback are you getting. The next one, mistakes families make when booking a special need travel. You could come up with any type of content. I'm just kind of putting things out there for you, right? Now, for those that's on LinkedIn, because I'm on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is business to business. LinkedIn is a little bit different, right? But we still poke on LinkedIn. This is where you find the best partnerships, nonprofit, and group travel contacts. So I got to get better into that because I've been so busy focusing, building the team, doing what we do with the Founder Council, getting ready for convention, that sometimes life be lifing. You get out of, you don't get lackadaisical, but you don't continue to be consistent in things that you should be. So I'm going to say that. So I need to get back consistent because the LinkedIn is really where I play. This is where I learned those partnerships and the other nonprofit organizations. I really play in that market, not just for what I do for Evil, but what I do for my nonprofit for Divas in Power, because I'm always expanding. And then I'm also doing things, women retreats and sister friends and things like that. So I kind of tie that. And guess what? I just was invited to this disability group called the Divas at Divas Disability, and they're looking for me to come be a guest speaker. What I'm saying is you can tap into so much with disabilities and all of the different social media platforms. So when you're tapping into LinkedIn, you're going to be focusing on group home partnership. You guys, I hope you talk. I'm hoping you're with me because I'm telling you about a program. I'm telling you about an industry that haven't been tapped in. I've been a foster parent for 42 years and retired now for 3, right? And I worked with a lot of different group homes based on working with Regional Center and the County of Los Angeles. And to see these children don't really get the opportunity to do anything, but you can get them out to take them to a trip to Disneyland or take them to Universal Studio or get them to what's that word? Knoxbury Farm or just get them to SeaWorld or just get them on a cruise ship for 3 days. What I'm telling you is you build those relationships, you build those partnerships in your backyard. That's why I tell my team all the time. I tell my divas, in order for you to get your foot into the door, use us as your nonprofit organization. Get your foot in the door and let them know what you do, because now they're going to want to know, what else do you do? I'm a travel agent. I'm a disability travel agent. There's so many ways. You also need to be tapping into those veterans organizations and corporate inclusive travel programs, because I guarantee you there's someone, corporate corporations that have ADA. Rest assure you, they absolutely do. So let's just kind of talk about some of the content pillars that you can post. I love social media. It's kind of funny because when I'm not on the phone with Deidre in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evenings, because we work really close together because we're part of the elite team for the company, and then we're also part of the committee. So the lead team, we just keep it 100. We make all the decisions on what we're going to do in the company in reference to anything that we do with the events, right? And then we have the other committees, but her and I are always on the same page. And when I think about education, when it comes to this woman, if you guys, I didn't get to get on her call yesterday, so I'm hoping that some of you guys were on her call yesterday. But if you're not, you need to most definitely get on her master, I call it mastermind call, because she's a mastermind, right? But when you're thinking about educating content and building authority, that's you. How to book accessible travel correctly. That's content. What's an ADA compliance really means abroad. Airline assistant tips. They weren't airlining me and giving me no assistant yesterday, but that's okay. And I had to tell them, I'm not new at this. I'm a travel agent. And that just kind of shifted the tone of a lot of stuff, because they can't be short and not be nice. I can be nice, but direct. And no, you can't be short with me, right? TSA disability travel rights. That's content that you can speak to. Okay. That's educating content, and that's building authority that you understand what you're doing as a travel advisor in special disability. Then, two, emotional storytelling. Build trust. A client success story with permission. Build trust. Before and after stress-free travel planning. Build trust. Testimonies from caregivers. Build trust. You are building trust with your client. And when your client trusts you, they're going to say it's okay for you to share their testimony, because you're going to be doing storytelling. So let's just talk a little bit about destination highlights. Man, inspired travel. That's what you guys want to do. I don't know if some of you guys first time been on the call, if some of you guys been rocking with us for the whole 5 years. I know some of you guys absolutely have, and have probably been in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, probably a year. You have to highlight the destinations. Wheelchair accessible cruises. Man, Randy from Royal Caribbean, all of them have a great story to tell. But when you find a cruise line like a Royal that can come in and outline everything that they do when it comes to accessibilities, yes, Carnival have it too, but we can't get Carnival on. We have to go get a video. That's perfectly fine too. But when you have those different organizations, and you have Norwegian, we have multiple different cruise lines that will share everything you possibly can, but you have to be educated enough to understand what you're going to be providing to your clients, right? Resource with sensory and friendly spaces. We already know that beaches are beaches. Beaches came on, Sandal. Lance came on from Sandals, but there are others out there. So you can always Google those things to find out. Ask the questions, ask chat. It's going to most definitely give you that information. Airport with the best ability services. You can Google that. It's going to tell you who's the top 10. You can write about it. You can TikTok about it. You can go on LinkedIn. You can share all this information, family. Number 4, behind the scenes and build connections. You most definitely got to build those connections. You're planning the trip. It's no different than you filling out that question survey, right? So I do have all of the information that Sandals left. I'm going to be uploading all of those forms into the files in our Facebook group so you guys can have it. You can utilize that same information that Sanders wrote for us to use it for anybody because it was very detailed. Vendor calls with retreats. I know we say that you're not supposed to reach out to the suppliers, but sometimes suppliers reach out to you. And if they do have a call or something in rest for the special disabilities, we always say, get Deidre and myself engaged because we most definitely would get them on this call to pour into each and every one of you. And then you can talk about booking accessible rooms. It's there, whether it's on the cruise line, whether it's in a hotel. There's so much. All you have to Google it or ask chat. Chat will just throw everything. I mean, I've been asked to chat some questions. I'm like, I didn't know that. I tried to Google it and it was a lot. And I asked chat, and the question was, as I am going into each state, volunteering in each stadium, do I have to apply for my nonprofit status? Chat came back and said I probably have to apply as a foreign nonprofit. And then he said most states would make me just work directly with the Attorney General for me to do what I need to do. It's there. So you know what I did? I took all that information that chat provided me and I just started making phone calls. It can do the same thing with you when you are trying to do things behind the scenes. So let's just talk about problem solving content. Convert that client. What to do for your result says accessible, but it isn't. Okay, I'm gonna Google it because I want to make sure I'm gonna talk to it right. I'm gonna ask chat the same question. It's gonna give me their feedback, and then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna make it my own, and then I'm gonna get online, or I'm gonna post it, or I'm gonna go into the groups and have conversation, right? The goal is to have conversation in these groups, not spamming them. But when you can go in there, educated enough to speak about special disabilities and have questions, to have conversation with them, man, it is powerful. 5 top mistakes family make when booking with Disney with autism. Those are things that you can talk about, right? So, what I'm really excited about is that it's a lot, but I love the challenge. I just love the challenge. I like to challenge myself in everything that I do, right? So I always want to make sure get come up with a structure, you guys. Weekly posting structure, 5 to 6 posts per week, recommending Monday, educational posts, Tuesday, Reels, TikTok, storytell tips. I'm sorry, Tuesday. Wednesday, client story, testimony. Thursday, destination highlight. Friday, live video Q&A. Weekend, just continue posting that call to action, inspirational posts. Simple as that. Don't worry, I'm going to drop a little bit of this inside the group. Number 5, engagement strategies. There is where the clients come from. Where are the clients coming from? Well, common daily and caregiver autism disability group, no selling, building trust first. Get in those groups. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to make comments on anything that's posted in that group. Put something in that group that might attract that audience. If anyone answers, you're going to answer them back. If anyone you're going to thank them for liking. Reply to every comment on your page within 24 hours. Your voice notes, your video replies when possible. Ask questions like, what is your biggest fear when traveling with your loved one? What would make it easier for you to travel with a disability family? It's just some of those questions you just lead into, right? So this here probably is not really going to pertain to you guys, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Lead generation funnel. Don't tell me nobody here in Evo don't have a funnel because then I'm going to say that's not true. But Lead generation funnel, social media content, build awareness and trust. That is the key. When you are working with special disabilities, you have to build awareness and trust. Offer free resources. Example, free special needs travel kit. You can do an ebook. Accessible cruise planning guide. It can be an ebook. Your landing page, email capture, collecting their name, email, and their travel needs. You can do that off of your website, whatever way that you choose, right? You can do it on job form. Tony Queen Walworth taught us how to make a job form for us to do our recruiting back in the day. I mean, back in the day, I was the first double gold. I was the first gold. I was first a little bit of everything, right? And I learned from doing a job form. I still have that same job form. I still post that same job form. And I have the 3-minute pitch video in that job form. And I have questions. So you can do the same thing, right? The same exact thing. So I'm working on a little video for my special disabilities. And we're trying to take some pieces from my website. So when I do drop my interested in booking travel with me, they can fill out the information to the best of their abilities, and then I get to do a call, right? That's a call to action. You want to make sure you have a call to action, your email address, your link to get back to you, your job form, your Google form, whatever, for them to get back with you, your number. You want to make sure you have that call to action. So, some of the things that you can do is just email tips, email marketing, send out your email campaign. Build you a list strictly for special disabilities. Send out tips, send out destination ideas, and send out your client stories. And then, if you just want to build for those that might have Calendly or have other scheduled platforms that you schedule for your agents and your prospects, do a consultation booking for about 15, 30 minutes for an accessible training program. That's what I do. So I have a couple of links, one for accessibilities, one for just doing consulting, and then one-on-ones, whatever I need to do. But carve something out strictly for that. You have to step out of your faith and you have to take the risk, and you gotta just do it. Some of us are afraid, some of us are sitting back waiting for somebody else. Don't let nothing define you. You do it on your own, not your gold, not your platinum, no one. You map it out, you figure it out, and you dive into it, right? As Tony Warwood would say, just dive in the pool of water and just enjoy yourself and embrace everything that you're getting ready to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about hashtags. So you got hashtags that you can use to mix with your niche, emotional travel, things like that. So I'm gonna drop a little piece of that. Special needs travel, accessible travel, travel for all, autism travel, disability travel, caregiver life, exclusive travel, and stress-free travel planning. You can take all of that. You can take pieces of it. And then number 8, paid ads. I don't really do paid ads. Yes, you can do paid ads. You can run those ads. You can do budgets. You can run ads on Facebook for $5 to $20 a day. You can do all of those, right? But you also can run those ads and have an angle. Planning travel with special needs. Don't do it alone. Accessible vacation without stress. We plan travel that fits and loves your needs. So you can build it, and you can build your ad, and you can have your flyer or your content with it. I haven't, because I'm just so strong on social media and I show up every day that everybody already know I'm going to be there. I'm saying for you to get into the fringe of things, if you want to go out and do ads, you most definitely can. And I also post on Craigslist. Yes, I do. I post on Craigslist. I post on travel on Craigslist. I do it all on Craigslist also. So when you're targeting some of those, it's going to be, as we talked about, parents, autism groups, disability advocate interests, and caregiver demographics. So those are for paid ads. And Almost finished, you guys. So let's just talk about partnership strategies. That's a high impact for me because I love building relationships, right? Somebody have to show up. If you're not, somebody is going to have to show up. I love showing up. So I love working with those artisan groups. I reach out to the group homes that's in my backyard. And not so much in my backyard is because I was a foster parent for 42 years. I kind of know all where they are located, right? Only one I haven't really typed in is the Veteran Association. So I need to get better at that. But have you ever thought about physical therapy offices? Yes. Yes. Take your information. Ask them if you can leave a brochure. Get with the different suppliers that have brochures with special disabilities and put your business card in there and drop it in there. Occupation therapy, social workers. You have to think outside the box and be creative and looking at the tools that you have in hand. And how can you work? And I say this with my full heart. Work in your backyard. I have Chino Valley, which is considered Chino Hills. But I'm so close to the west side of LA County. I go over a block. I'm in Pomona, California. I go over 2 blocks. I'm in Walnut, and I'm in Diamond Bar. I stay engaged with all of those cities. So think about where you are and how you can tap into some of those organizations. Remember, I said that you wanted to make things free? You can do a workshop. You can do free webinars. You can do travel education sessions in those groups, right? Because you're not, yes, our long-term goal is to sell them something. We already know what our goal is. But when you get an opportunity to partner and get yourself engaged in those type of organizations, then you can go and do workshops, you can do free webinars, and you can do education travel with those particular individuals. I guarantee you, they're going to be saying, get with ABC because they are in here. They are teaching us everything about travel. We want to do something. We might want to do a team. We might want to celebrate the staff. There might be something there that you can be able to do, but you didn't go in there looking for a self. That's the same thing when using a library. You can use a library to do all your travel training because you're not charging for anything. It's because it's all educational. So what I want you guys to really think about is your signature brand, your provisioning statement. Would you continually to be consistent in your community? I have my brand. I have my vision. I have my mission. I have my pillars. I have everything. And things change too, right? Dangers only change. My special disabilities have changed, and Divas in Power have changed. So as those platforms change and as those companies change, I have to be willing to change also. All I'm saying to you guys is that you have a tangible piece of the travel industry that have not been tapped. And if you really want to play in it, you got to be serious about it, right? So what I'm going to drop in the thread in the Facebook group today is a 30-day social media content calendar. And it's not going to be a calendar, it's going to be outlined because I can't ask you to do something that I'm not going to do, right? So I'm going to be working on it. So the goal is for you guys, build trust, educate the families, caregivers, attract new clients, and position yourself a go-to expert in accessible travel. You need to be Googling in your backyard to see what is regional center doing, what is artism doing, what are some of the other programs doing where they having events where you can be able to be part of it. So you're gonna do a call to action daily. And I'm not gonna tell you to message me because I don't want you guys to be messaging me on it. But I'm saying message me travel for a free consultation. That's what you're gonna put out, right? Then I'm gonna build something for a job form where they can visit my job form to recruit special disability travel agents. I have a special disability travel team. all of my Special Olympics cheerleaders. They ages from 23 to 37, and they are a handful. I started with 8. I'm with 4 because the others kind of had some health issues and things have happened. So I still have 4. And we focus on Disney. We focus on the family stuff, Disney, Legoland, Universal Studios, and things like that. And they have all gotten certified. Now, I have to tell you, it wasn't easy. All I have to say is I thought I was going to have a whole bunch of grades once I finished, but thank for my God and my baby sister, we was able to make it through, right? And you want to schedule your special need travel planning session today. So, week 1, we're going to build awareness. You're going to post day 1, my why. You're going to share your why. Why are you passionate about helping travel agents with their disabilities and their needs? I'm giving you what you need. You have to be committed to take what I put in that group, copy and paste it for yourself, whatever you decide to do, and post every day, right? Because what I want to ask you to do is to tag me in your post. Because I want to see how many of you are really serious about this, that you're not just going on this call every Monday and just soak a space and soak up all the information and don't use it. Because you have to be coachable. My team would tell you, I'm brutal. I'm not brutal, but I'm about consistency and I'm about being coachable. And if you show up for your business every day, your business is going to flourish. So number 2, this is going to take you out your comfort zone on some things if you're not doing, and we're here to help. Day 2, you're going to post a reel. 3 things every family should know before booking accessible travel. Guess what? You can go into chat, have chat, write you up a script, and you can come up with your pictures and you can do your reel and you just can show it, right? Day 3, educational post. What is accessible travel? I'm literally going to do this, you guys. Because when I was sitting at the airport, just so frustrated, trying to feel like, wow, I've been at the airport since 2 o'clock in Fort Lauderdale, and here it is midnight getting home on California time. It just drove me crazy. So number 4, day 4, we're going to do a destination spotlight, top accessible cruise line for families. Day 5, testimony Friday. Share a testimony success. So day 6 is going to be a little bit different because this is where you have to do a poll. You can type it. What is your biggest concern in traveling? Wheelchair accessible, flying transportation, or medical condition? Now, some of us can do that in a group, and some of you just can post it on your social media page and just tell people to answer it, right? Day 7, Inspirational Sunday. Everyone deserves to see the world. And then we roll into week 2. We just go over again. Trust and build. Travel tip Monday. How to request wheelchair assistance at the airport. Man, I could write that till I turn purple in my face, Reels, accessible hotel tour. You get an opportunity, an F and Q post. Can someone with autism enjoy cruising? It's questions and answers, right? So I'm not going to go through all of these, but you do have all the way. I'm trying to make sure. I did the 29, and 29 is the bonus. So, nope, I did 30. I'm sorry, I did 30. Absolutely. So we went all the way to 30. It's going to help you with your call to action posts, tons of hashtag suggestions, weekly engagement. So all of that piece there, I will be dropping into the Facebook group. So that means we're going to start tomorrow because today is Monday. Unless you want to start today and you can post your first one after the call, I'll give you a challenge. I'll probably give you a bonus. Let's see here. Let's see here. Absolutely. So I'm going to be dropping this for you guys. And listen, if you have any questions, if it's something you don't understand, Ask the questions in the group. We have over 500 people in that group. Some of you guys are probably new to the group. Some of you still trying to understand the group, but ask questions because someone is going to answer. Okay. Now, Deidre, I don't know. Should we have them tag us or should we have them drop what they wrote? How should we be able to track this? Because you never know. We might decide to give something at the end of the 30 days. Is my
I think
data
we should come up with a hashtag for them to put in it that we can search.
okay? Absolutely, sis. So you know what? Before I drop
How
this,
about
those
Evo special
hashtags,
needs?
that's what we need. So before I drop that 1 to 30, we're gonna come up with a special hashtag. So if we need to search for it to find you guys, if you don't have it on there, then we can't say you did it. But this will give us an opportunity to just check to see what you guys are doing. Okay. So I'm really excited. You know, things happen when you're traveling in the airport, and I didn't know what I was going to train on. And all I did is text Deidre this morning. Said, I don't know what time I text her. I said, "Girl, this is what I want to do because I was working. I didn't get the proper presentation down, but I will get this put into a presentation for us, and we could always, go back and visit it. But I just wanted to most definitely get on with you guys and say, let's make this cup. All right. All righty. So we're going to open it up for some Q&A. I see Miss Susan down there said hashtag Evo SNG. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to open up some Q&A. Any questions, comments? You guys are quiet. Deja, do we see any comments inside the thread? Let's see here. Okay, see Facebook is there.
No, not yet.
Right. Okay, Susan says she almost finished with her cert. Okay. She is ready to see the we'll come off of mute because I wasn't looking at the chat box. So no, I didn't see it. I apologize.
So what I will say too is um, when you're putting in your request to join the group, one, do not skip the admin questions. Two, if you do not know who your FC member is, reach out to your sponsor and ask, who is our FC council member? And ask to be introduced to them. It's important that you know who they are, and it may not necessarily be the person who signed you up, but everyone has a founder council member. If you have not been introduced, stop what you're doing, reach out and say, hey, you need to introduce me to our founder council member. If the person who signed you up does not know your founder council member, then tell them, say, both of us need to know who our founder council member is. So have them ask their upline because it's really important that you know who your founder council member is because if anything happens in your business, they are the ones that are responsible for helping you navigate and get things taken care of. They're like that board of directors, so to speak, that report directly to David. So you need to know who your member is. So again, if you're not aware of who that person is, ask your sponsor or your upline to introduce you to your founder council member. Don't just leave it blank.
Right. Anyone else? Questions, comments inside the thread? I think someone's okay, thank you for starting with that. Let's see. I'm going to really tell you, Carol, I think all of you, once you guys see the questions for the calendar, it's going to give you an opportunity to kind of pull things off yourself and be like, you know what? Some people don't like doing reels. Some people don't really like talking on TikTok. I mean, some people don't like doing a lot of things, but I think once you get into that comfort zone and you feel good about posting, So I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be with you guys. It's gonna look, and I'll probably do mine 4 day in the morning as I'm getting on the sunrise call. By 4 o'clock, I've been posted what I need to post and do whatever hashtag we're gonna use. I'm gonna go. And then I'm gonna go into the sun into our page, say, you guys, I did my post for today, and just, and go from there. So do we have any other questions? Did we miss anything, Deidre? I'm trying to see. You are so welcome, Carl.
Nope, that's it. Let's see.
Oh, let me tell you, man, that flying thing. I don't know what was going on yesterday with the airlines, but it's kind of crazy. Okay. So, Deidre, family, okay, how do you get partners on LinkedIn? Well, you know what, but because I'm a corporation, I'm an S corporation, and I have a nonprofit organization. So the way that I post is different than the travel agents in Evo. I don't post travel. I post everything about Patrice Abels Vance, Danger Zone Travel, and me being an event planner. So that's how I'm able to do business to business with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is business to business. That's where you find doctors, attorneys, all the corporations. And this here's not new for me. I was doing this way before I came to Evo in 2016. So for me, I built my brand, and my brand has been built for almost 20 to 30 years. So that's how I'm able to build partnerships and what I do with LinkedIn. Okay. Now I know that we got a lot of our travel agents on LinkedIn doing travel. I don't build travel on LinkedIn. I build business and partnerships. And it's not with travel. Okay. I do posts, but it's all about divas in power and special disabilities. Okay. Any other questions or comments? That's okay. That's okay, Rico. That's okay. Some of us, yeah, I am some. He's, he said he said he felt so embarrassed because he found out that his founder council was his mentor. Same thing. I'm a founder council member and I'm a mentor for my people too. So that's okay. That is perfectly fine. But you guys all know where you can find your founding council member, right? Because we're located in the back office. We finally, probably about a month now, we finally got it together. It took us all these years. 2018, we implemented it. But anyway, we're all back there. And they have each founder council where we are located. And it also has the lineage of the Elite Eight person that we wrote into. So we'll always be back there. All right. So, Deidre, if we are finished here, if there's not any more questions, we want to tell you thank you. Deidre, I'm going to hand it over for you to close out.
Okay, well, since you mentioned that, you want to tell them, Patrice, where they can find the FC in the back office?
Yes, let me go and see what I can do for our amazing people here. And what I can say is they changed my picture. Deidre. You know what I said, Deidre? What I can't say, they changed my picture, right? Let's see here. Founder council. Let's see. We're over here. We're right. Are we over here somewhere, Deidre? Where is that? Where are we?
If you go into your back office under the tab that says My Team,
Oh, there we go. That's right.
there
Thank you,
is a
baby
founder
girl.
council link. However, again, it's
Can they
important that
see
you
me?
know which founder council member
Let me,
you
here we go.
roll up
There,
to. And if you don't know, then it's important to ask your mentor so
there we
that you
go.
can know who it is.
So this here is your founder council, right? So we have, of course, our VP Tony Miles. This here is the Elite Eight. So you guys, we roll into one of these individuals. Of course, my platinum is not there because she's resting heaven, but that's okay. And then you have your council member Valerie, Sarah, Patrice, Chris, Lynn, Richard, Jennifer, Justin, Amy, Marty, Ashley. Krista, Christina, Krista, Tommy Joe, Courtney, Dwayne, Gabby, and Emily. Okay, but the cool piece is it will show you exactly how we roll in a regional, not a regional coordinator, I'm thinking about something else, how we roll in as founder council members. So we have Tony Moss Evans. Again, this is the lead eight, Gilbert Briggs, and then we have Charles Lee and Nikki. So it shows you each of his leaders that rolls into the founding council. Then we have Dwayne and Valerie that rolls directly into David McCovey. We have Frederick Howe with Lynn Huddleston rolls to Frederick Howe. And of course, I roll into Always, and she will always be on everything that we do here in Evo. My one-star platinum Tony Creamer Award, I roll in directly to her. Rest in peace. Okay, so this is where you can find your founding council member right here, like she said, in my team. Same way you can find out who's your upline, right? So these are your upline. I roll into David McCovey and then these other individuals. So if you don't know who your upline is, you can always go there underneath my team, my upline, or my team or the founding council. Okay.
All right, everybody. We'll be back next week, but be sure to be watching out in the group for that information that Patrice will be posting later. And get ready. Be sure to make sure you add that hashtag that we're going to give you to the post so that way we can track what you are posting. Have a wonderful week, everybody. And we will see you back here same time next week. Our
Thank
call is
you.
officially over.
Bye.